Good morning and welcome to the second official live stream of the TWS Pro Slalom trainings in the winter of 2023. We're here together again, the setup is actually the same like last time with our co-commentator Bartek Jankowski.
Good morning, welcome back.
Yes, we're gonna try it again today. Different setup, but still we're with the same technical team with Finn Noor from the NoerStick, with Jane and Freya for the camera. So already a big shout out to them because they are doing this for fun to bring it to you guys at home and wherever you're watching. We already can see some people on the water on the foil. Today it's gonna be a different kind of setup like we had last time. Last time we were in the harbor, which is like a flat water spot, quite gusty, but I think a lot easier to sail than what we have here.
And we have a beautiful day today. We have to
Yes.
say this is really great conditions. We have sun, we have 25 degrees and 25 knots around.
Yeah,
Gusting 30 knots, so really good conditions today. We have a lot of riders in Cabezo enjoying just waves, so maybe we're gonna see in between some riders enjoying some back loops and forwards, but the guys are out there for slalom training.
Yes, and well, what you said before, and like when I drove down to Almedano, like 9 in the morning, which is great to see. We didn't have the best February, to be honest, with the conditions. So they have been riding a lot on the foils the last month, but yeah, as Bartek just said, we are back on like the normal windy days in El Medano. The trade winds are back, and this is actually like a typical proper slalom day here in El Medano.
And we expect the start at 11:15. They're still setting up the course. We have
some time.
Yeah, there is some waves. Guille is by himself, not by himself today. He's also with Eva on the boat.
Yes, Eva. We're gonna try to establish connections because we run into some problems, some technical problems in the beginning. But if we can somehow manage to get them to the screen, we will do it. And yeah, let's see. It's an amazing day. Sun is shining, and we have amazing conditions. Like here, you can see.
We have the live view from the boat.
So
the guys are already lining up. Of course, we have Guille,
our race director. He is there every single day when there's training. So yeah, that's our legend. Our legend who is running the trainings already for a long time. Organizing everything on its own on the water, putting the marks, setting the line, changing the course as well. Maybe for some people they are a bit more familiar with the trainings, they should know that normally we'll do it in the South Bay, but this time we moved up to the North Bay, so basically where is Cabezo, even more upwind from Cabezo. Since there are less kite surfers, just less people in general, and that makes it also a bit more safe for everyone on the water, because it was quite a mix in the South Bay.
Of course, everybody's waiting to go on the water. There was some time without the wind, so. Yeah. Sorry, we went a bit quiet for a while, but we are getting into some technical part of the getting the live from the boat, which will be really amazing if it works, but let's see.
For the stars,
we have this view. This is the live view from the boat. They are still probably trying to set up the anchor. There's a lot of waves today. It's not so easy, so they need to get the anchor on a safe place, and we have some, of course, Cabezo riders and
wing foilers, wave sailors,
and Maciek. I think Maciek is already on the foil. Is it Maciek?
Well, that's a good question actually, because
we have the list of our guys who gonna join the first group. It's Maciek, Thomas van den Hovel, Nico Prien, Bruno Martini, Ennio Dal Pont, Enrico Marotti, Michel Becker, and Alexis Matis. And we asked them what they're gonna write, and we have some difference in the equipment. We see some guys deciding to go on the foil, like Maciek, for example, and some guys deciding to go on the fin, like Enrico and Bruno. They would be probably on the foil, but they have to test some small fins.
Yeah, like
So
that's
they
that's the
decided
thing.
to
Like
go.
if they come here to the island, it's not only just to train to get better on the course, but also to test equipment for their brands, for their sponsors. So yeah, sometimes they have to go with some kind of equipment, which maybe it would not be the ideal conditions, but we can expect some fun racing today, I think.
Yeah, Maciek said that he's gonna go on a 5.5 sail with 85 foil board, and the guys on the fins decided to go on a 6.6 sail. So there's like quite big difference in the sail size. We have also Ennio on the foil with 5.4 sail. We have Thomas on the fin with 6.1, and Michel on the foil with 4.8. So
Those
there
are
is a
baby sails.
big difference in the size, but of course the foil doesn't need so big sail.
No, but basically, if you see now, like if Michel is on 4.8 and then Maciek on 5.5, and you see the guys on like on fin and 6.6, 6.1, the differences are like, I would say they're not too big, to be honest.
This is Michel jibing now on the foil with his small sail 4.8, and he's of course staying on the foil without problem. So it's windy.
It's yeah, like I checked just the Cabeza station, it's around like average 23 to like 28, 29 knots. So the conditions are nice for racing, and it looks like it's gonna be an amazing day. We have now some live from the boat with our friends Alexis, some people passing by checking the line. So yeah, let's see. We are happy to bring this live to you from wherever you're watching. If I'm not mistaken, this time we will have some comment section which is open on the YouTube channel. So we also would like to see your input and your questions for coming in, so we have some topics to discuss.
It looks like we have the boat already set up. So Guy has put all his flags ready to go. So probably in 5 minutes we're gonna get the countdown for the first race. Okay, we see some of the guys already lining up there on the start of the boat. We have the live view from the boat. And Guy is ready to start the first countdown. The group number 1 will be the first one to start. At 11:15 they will get the first countdown. And we see that most of the guys are ready. The boat is ready, so that's really good sign. We have Maciek Rutkowski, Thomas van den Hovel, Nico Prien, Bruno Martini, Ennio Dal Pont, Enrico Marotti, Michel Becker, and Alexis Matis. So pretty good group. We don't have Jordi Vonk, unfortunately. We
No.
wish him a fast recovery. For sure he's watching now from his home here
Yeah, watching and
in
crying.
El Medano,
But
seeing the conditions after a long time. Perfect for
Perfect for
sorry,
racing.
Jordi. We
Yeah,
miss you here.
we
on the
miss you.
water.
We love you. So this is gonna be, well, the first race of today. We postponed a little bit, and that was mainly due to the setting the line, because like setting the line can sometimes take quite some time. But over the years, we basically gave our feedback, or the riders gave feedback to Guy that they prefer to have Guy taking more time on the boat to set the line properly and start a bit later, but to have like really high quality racing. And this is going
it's
amazing.
really difficult in these waves.
Yep.
He's doing this job by himself. He's there with Eva today, but I don't think Eva is lifting the anchors or
No.
doing much more
Let's,
than holding our live feet from the boat. So Gia is doing the job by himself, and this is difficult job.
And yeah, there we have Maciek Rutkowski, the 2022 world champion.
And
waiting
Michelle
for-
Becker behind him on the foil as well. So let's see this foil versus fin.
This is
What-
gonna be
what-
interesting. Definitely.
Who's gonna win? What do you expect? Foil?
Well, depends, but I think Maciek will have an advantage. I would say, like the foil sails, they are, as we have seen in the past already, the foil sails are working amazing for them, or for him especially. And yeah, the last weeks, well, as I said, we didn't have really good conditions, but they have been racing a lot on foil, and he's always there in the top, competing with the others.
And of course, guys are missing the fin, no? So that's why some of the guys maybe decided to go fin today, just to have fun.
Like that, to have that contact, you know, like with the foil, you're flying above the water. They say, like, of course, it's tricky, like control and everything, but then a full day on foil or full day on fin, it's a huge difference physically. So yeah, the guys on fin, they will have to work harder today, but that's gonna be the interesting thing to see. And I think that was Enrico, right?
Yeah, and Maciek is all the time around the camera. I think he likes to show off a bit.
Yeah. He's used to that.
You see the guys are waiting for the countdown. I think, is it already 15? Not yet.
No. So we have to wait a
we
little
need
bit more.
to wait a bit more for the first countdown. And we have 3 groups today.
Yep.
Let's go through the groups. Let's say what we can expect. We have first group what we already discussed.
Yes, then group 2.
This is like the most pro group. This is only pro riders in this group, and they are quite in a good level. Some of them,
They
like
definitely
world
are.
champion last year.
But in group 2 there are also some names which are high level riders.
Yeah, we have also girls. We have Sarah Jackson and Jenna Gibson in this group. So they are really good riders.
The
in
battle of the
female
English,
group.
of the British.
And they're gonna race some guys. Martijn van Noort, Maxi Royle, Sven Foyer, Hugo Sjöberg.
Sjöberg.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Swedish rider, Akira Kudo, Japanese rider, Koen Hessels, Dutch rider, Bob van der Burgt, also Dutch, and Sam Stromsa.
Stroosma.
You should be doing the Dutch.
Yeah,
ones.
like it looks like it's like the Dutch group with like more or less 50% of the group being Dutch.
Yeah, some upcoming young talents for sure here.
Yeah, and then like basically the ones with the biggest results are the ladies, Sarah Jackson and Jenna Gibson, with some championships in their pockets.
Yeah, if you check Jenna, she's already world champion in all of the divisions, but PWA, so that's why she's training. I think this is her next goal.
Well, PWA youth world champion, but
Youth,
now
yes.
the real medal is missing.
Yes.
The medal of medals.
She was already IFCA slalom world champion and European champion, UK champion, so she has some
She
titles.
has a list of titles already.
And Sarah also, she can show her youth IFCA world champion, IFCA vice world champion, and PWA 4th place, so pretty good.
Yeah,
results.
that's like we discussed this already the last time in the live stream, but those girls, if you have to race them, they are good riders, so don't expect to win easily from them. They are not gonna give it to you.
For sure, some of the guys had to stay behind.
For sure, that's what
And
we're gonna see
let's
today.
They are on the fin. For sure, they're on the fin. It's easier.
Yep.
But let's see how are the guys. Probably this group will be mostly on the fin. I think the same like group 3. They decided to go on the fin. Group number 3 it's even lower. Let's say we don't have the results of the world champions in there. Yeah, we have the countdown already for the group number 1. We saw it live from the boat. We saw Nico Prin just passing by, showing
The thumbs
his
up.
thumb. So he got the time correctly probably, and we're gonna have 4 minutes now to the start of the first race.
It's going to be interesting to see how this will go today. But we will still have some time to go to Group 3, which is basically a group with people which are just starting out on the slalom equipment in the competitions, and they would like to gain some experience, so that's why they come here.
Maybe it's just for fun as well. Some of the
Also,
guys.
yeah.
There's no really someone who is like 100% pro windsurfer. I would say here, they just go for local championships, some national championships, or
But they want to win them.
or they maybe
Yeah.
just plan to do it. And we have actually Lindsay. This is US
USA.
rider,
Okay.
another female, and she's actually having some really good results already. Also in sailing, she's not only
Sailing
windsurfing.
background.
She has a lot of IQ foiling experience, so interesting rider joining from US. We have Colin. Colin is actually doing all the Colin Stutzke.
Stutzke, yes.
He's doing the German slalom championships always.
Yep.
And he got 15, I think, with the best results. So
Yeah, but still, like the
trying
Germans,
to
they are
get
good
there.
in racing because they have a lot of
there
lakes.
is a
So
good level.
the
in
level
the
is
German
high there. Yeah.
slalom
If
championships.
you're top
for
10
sure.
riding in the national championships.
We have more Germans in this group. Bjerke Stut. We have Steffen Bremerich and Leo Richter and Lars Pogeman. So the second group is more Dutch, the third group is more German.
Let's see if it will mix up at one point. Because it could also happen that in Group 3 at one point there will not be enough people on the line, and then Guy normally is mixing the groups 2 and 3. But let's see how that will turn out today. As I don't expect a lot of people dropping out at the moment, because this is the first day after a long time that that everybody is back on the water, and that there is wind on the course. So that's an interesting thing.
And we have another commentator joining us today. We have maybe not a slalom rider, but maybe in the future, because he's getting older. And the belly maybe will get in a few years also, so he will need to go to slalom. We've heard the horn for the
1 minute to the start.
1 minute
I
to
just
start.
hear. Yeah, we're
Okay,
trying to
I'm
get
gonna give the mic to Dieter van der Eycken. He's gonna join for the commentating.
So yeah, we have a live. I have a live connection on my other ear with Guillaume on the boat. As we said before, it's a bit difficult to get the live stream, the connection with Guillaume. But yeah, we are close to getting to the first start of today, which is going to be Group 1 with some of the pro riders. And I hear on my left ear I Guillaume, and on the right ear I hear myself. It's a bit hectic. And then now joining me on the live stream, Dieter van der Eycken.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Just back from the water, yeah?
Yeah, had a quick session and it's really windy out there.
Yeah?
It's nice. I'm on that first start.
That's the first start, and we have a good start. A good start. I'm just gonna hang up. Sorry, Guillaume. Yeah, they are gone. They just started, and the race is on.
A good mixture between fin and foil. I saw some on the foil, some on the fin. It's roughly 25 to 28 knots out there, I would say.
Yeah, the conditions were good?
Yeah, it was pretty nice powered up on 4-4. By the end now it was dropping a bit, but good battle.
So here we see rounding. I think it's Enrico rounding first on fin. But then, yeah, there goes Maciek already downwind of him. Some people go down.
I think it's not on fin. I saw not Maciek, not Enrico, Bruno.
Bruno was on fin. Okay.
I saw him go out on the fin.
That's a pretty interesting battle to see going on.
He had a good start. He's good ahead.
But yeah, to see the difference. He's still ahead of the foil. Let's see how this goes. Good jibe on the first outside mark. Looks like he's managing to keep Maciek behind him.
Yeah. And
Michel Becker.
He's doing good, huh? He's
Yeah, yeah,
stepped up
with
his
his
game
new-
a lot.
with his new equipment. I remember him like the first winter when he was here, being able to keep up with him, but like after 3 months of training, it was impossible to catch him, and that's already like 4 or 5 years ago. So
Yeah,
he's doing good.
Been improving year after year. Every year you see him one group higher and battling with the big guys.
Let's see how this turns out for the third mark. Yeah, still. Yeah, there's. Oh no, Marcek is leading now.
The course is quite broad. That last reach is quite broad, so I think maybe for the foil that's a bit of an advantage. Maybe if it's a bit
I
tighter,
think so. Yeah.
it might be.
You tried it on your wave equipment.
No, I just when I was sailing back, actually I could see the course because I did the last buoy,
Mhm.
and then I was just pointing, and I never could point it upwind. I
Okay,
was like literally quite broad.
that's
So,
interesting to know.
so I think that's where the foil gains a lot. Because I think there's a point where if you go too far downwind, you lose all the power in the sail.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting racing day. See if we're gonna get some tuning going on later. But
mean-
yeah, like Marcek has an advantage today, I would say, with the foil.
For now, yeah, but I think it's still close, huh? Like I
Di-
said, I think if that one last reach is a bit tighter, it might be good work.
I'm pretty impressed that he keeps up so good with Finn.
Enrico crashed, and now the third guy is actually on the fin.
Wow. It
So
must be.
it's
It's a S2 Maui, if I see it correctly. But
Exactly.
that would be Thomas then.
and he's on fin on a 6-1.
Or is it? No, wait. It's a Neil Pride. Looks like.
No, that's second is Marotti.
Wait, and then we
And
have
not Marotti.
another. Well, we're just losing them in the screen. So that was actually the first race already of today.
Yeah.
Went pretty quick. Looks like the course is quite short.
Yeah, quite a lot of jibing. There's quite some swell still. It looks maybe a bit flat, but there's
It's not at all. That's a funny thing about here. Seeing the conditions from the shore, you think, oh, it's flat water, and then you go out. It's incredibly difficult to sail in these kind of conditions.
so the world champion won the race.
Yeah,
And then I think second and third were on the fin because we saw quite a few crashes on the foil at the jibe.
yeah.
So I imagine, yeah,
I
that's
think
a
it's
tricky
gonna
thing.
be a good match. If you have a really good start on the fin, you will be still able to manage to win, but you have to keep fighting for it. Jibes have to be 100% perfect.
Exactly. I think he didn't do bad. I
No.
think Maciek had a very good start as well. And in the end, I'm pretty sure for Bruno, he did better. He would do better in this kind of stuff on the fin than on the foil. He's
Yeah.
not the biggest foil lover, from
No,
what I know.
well, he's a fast guy, I know, but still, like on the fin, it's a beast.
Yes. And this is, this is where they're gonna have to choose. I think this is like a lighter wind day in Fuerteventura, you could say.
Yeah, like with this kind of condition, Fuerte is always strong.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. But it will be like this or a bit more in Fuerte. So that's gonna be on the edge of.
it's pretty
fin and foil.
interesting to have like a light wind day.
Yeah.
This called a light wind day. A lot of people in Northern Europe will be super happy with this.
Yeah. I mean in Fuerteventura.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
Pozo it will be a very light wind day. But there will be days like this.
Let's see with the competition.
Yeah.
Because that's also confirmed, if I'm not mistaken, right? The slalom, or at least confirmed. It's on the calendar. You never know if it's gonna be confirmed or not, but like a lot of people are already planning their trips and things.
I think Bjorn will push a lot to make it happen. He's been a slalom rider. So
For how long? For a very long time.
I think 30 years at least, no?
It's impressive.
Maybe Antoine just shows up on all the Finn events.
I would not be surprised.
Okay.
We were in group 2. That was a good start as well. Rounding first. Well, that's a mix.
Mainly Finn. 2-3 people on the foils.
So I think Martijn was. Oh, and then we have. it's a bit difficult because not all the riders they have their sail numbers, so we just have to see it on our list we have and the sail brands and board brands they have. Well, mostly sails.
I think Akira had a good start. The Bugastra. They looked well. Now definitely
That's a
challenger
challenger,
sail.
so that would be Martijn leading the pack, our Dutch friend. Foil in second.
It's a wide
Well,
jibe.
that's like he's going from to the fourth mark already.
Yeah. I think he just got the swell and then it was impossible to control.
Wow.
That was on a new Pride. Maybe Sven? Here?
Yeah, that could be. Sven is also he's a foil lover, definitely.
Yeah.
I think the battle now is on for first and second with Martijn and Bob.
Yeah.
Another Dutchie.
Stepped up a lot as well.
Yeah.
They
Like
both
compared
stepped up a lot.
definitely. Yeah. Compared to 3 years ago, they are sailing really good.
They're flying. That's cool to see on the fin. Like
Yeah.
almost releasing.
We missed this adrenaline kind of thing, you know, like that's. I spoke to some of the riders and the foil. They also say that it's super challenging and super cool to do, but like the contact you have, like the adrenaline you get from the fin racing, it's a different kind of story. It's like back to the basics.
That was a tight jibe from all. Maybe if Bob went wide on that jibe, he could actually have passed, but now he kind of parked behind Martijn, who's seeming to gunning away from the pack. So I think he's gonna catch a bullet.
That looks like yes, but yeah, he's like around 2 meters and like 95 kilos, so like the perfect slalom weight.
Yeah. But I mean, jibing and all this stuff is still like he was in the lead and he really closed that jibe pretty much for Bob. You saw he was following his line and he actually had a pretty bad jibe, but because of that, Bob also had to stop. So tactical racing, pretty good. Stop the
Let's
pack.
see, yeah. That's also a good thing. Tactical racing. Yeah, that's the. They're still fighting,
Yeah.
but there's quite a big gap
Last
already.
buoy.
Well, no,
Oh, Bob is quite close.
he's getting closer to Martijn.
That was
I
a good
think it's
jibe.
Sven who's actually on the third place on the new Pride.
And then the Gastra, who was actually first at the first buoy, dropped to fourth now.
Wow, and it looks.
Bob
I
is
think-
gunning down.
I think Bob just passed.
It's hard to tell from this angle because sometimes it looks like that on the racing as well, and then on the finish line it isn't. But could be.
Well,
Oh, he might need to gun up a bit more.
I think he has it. I see it now.
Yeah, but did he pass above the buoy or below the buoy?
Martijn, no, Bob passed below the buoy. Martijn, he passed it on the top one.
Ah, you have to pass below.
Yeah.
Okay. Then definitely Bob had it. Good
Nice.
comeback.
The good fight between the Dutchies, and I think already group 3. We will be close to starting group 3 right now.
Or they're already at the first buoy, maybe.
I
or
think
not.
no, they are lining up. I think because like normally after the group starts, there is like 1 minute between till the next sequence
Okay.
to keep a little bit of space between the groups. So our winner of group 2 for the first race is Bob. Nice racing.
Very good. What would be cool is that the last guy from group 1 or the last 2 from group 1 drops off and go to group 2, and then the best guys from group 2 go to group 1.
Correct. Yeah, that's the thing that we always try to achieve. But as you might know, like they're all characters, these people, and sometimes they prefer to race in the back of group 1 the whole time instead of fighting for first place in group 2, which in my personal opinion, I think it's worth more to race in group 2 and fight for first position than be lost behind all the guys all the time. But yeah, it's a difficult kind of thing.
Ready for the countdown. In 5, 4, 3.
So we have 4 minutes on the clock.
No, but in the end it could be cool, you know, if it's fixed.
Yep.
You finish last in that race, you have to go
You
to
change
group
to
2.
the other group.
And then at least then they keep battling till the last bit, because sometimes
like-
if they don't do the good first jibe, they gave up. But
Mhm.
if they know that they want to stay in Group 1, that
They
they have
fight.
to finish in the top 6 or something.
It's actually a good idea. Like to make it fixed after every race.
Yeah.
After every race, like if you're last 2, you drop to Group 2.
Yeah.
Or to the other group. And
Yeah.
if you're first and second, you go up.
Yeah,
Just keep it moving on.
exactly.
That's actually a good idea. But
And
now
then
we have to implement this to them, like to tell them, like, okay, we're gonna do this. Let's see how they react.
race director.
That's Gia. Gia can decide on the boat.
But it would be a good way to keep them battling and the young guys to come in.
Yep.
Gonna get another start going.
Here we see
This is
Maciek
Group
cruising.
3. Oh, no.
cruising around.
On his 5-7. I think. 5-5.
Yeah.
Almost guessed good. So what the sail sizes on the foil is roughly 1 square meter smaller. So Enyo is on the foil, he's on a 5-4. Maciek is on the foil 5-5. Actually Enrico was also on the fin. So might have been Enrico who won that race.
The funny fact is, like most of the guys on foil are on 5-4, and then Michel is on 4-8.
But he was going good.
He did a really good race. So let's see how that turns out. But I think he found the right combo for today. The forecast for today, that like it will drop later during the day. So basically the best wind we would have right now, and then later it would drop during the afternoon. So that's why we decided also to do the live stream in the morning. And we're doing 1 session, and if I'm not mistaken, we do 7 races. So we have 5 races, I see. But maybe there's a possibility that we will do 7.
Who knows?
Who knows? Who
So
knows?
We have 1 minute 20 till the next start, I believe.
Let me see. No, we do 2 times 7. I'm just checking the WhatsApp group. That's where we do all the communication between the riders and Eva, who is organizing the trainings, which is quite a lot of work to to keep everybody happy. It's almost impossible, but she's doing a really great job on organizing, a lot of things. So we are close to start the group 3.
50 seconds. So who do we have in the group?
Yeah, it's a bit of like a German group actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's group 1 again. Okay.
Did we completely miss group 3 then in the end? So yeah, we are just had a little discussion. That's why there was no commentating. The group 3, and basically I should have known after organizing the trainings for 4 years, is starting 1 minute after this, the start of group 2. So there's 1 minute between.
And we're already in group 1 again.
Group 1 is racing already.
Maciek
Let's
with
see.
another great start by the looks of it.
Yeah, it chose to go for pin end, and it looks good.
Enrico is flying.
And rounding first, Maciek on the fin.
Second Enrico, third Martino. I think, wide
Keep
jibe.
it. He still
That
has
was a
it.
bit of a rodeo, wasn't it?
It looked like, but he managed well, eh?
Look who's almost in front now.
Oh, but it's also a foil behind.
Yeah, Michel.
Is that Michel?
Yeah,
Wow, he's doing good.
he's got a good setup by the looks of it.
I'm still surprised about like how wide the board is they're using for this kind of conditions.
Yeah.
It's like 85 centimeters still.
Yeah.
That back in the
Tight
days it would
jibing.
be. Oh, this is a close jibe, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh, who's that on the inside?
That was Enrico pushing on the inside on the fin. I think Enrico has the more blue sail, and then Bruno has the more yellow inside of the top.
But then we also have Nico Prins should also be there somewhere in the mix with his new pride. So then we will have. Oh, Nico is behind then.
Yeah, he said full only. So
Wow, this is an interesting race.
yeah, they're tight, huh? I'm really impressed by Michel.
Like fighting against some of the
Top guy
world's best riders.
with his 4.8. Almost freestyle sizes.
4.8 freestyle on foil. Maybe we should invite Bals Muller to do some cross. How you call it? Like back in the day, Super X.
You see the difference on the jibe in the foil is crazy, yeah? Because every time after the jibe, Michel comes ahead of Enyo, not Enyo,
Enrico.
And then at the next jibe, Enrico is again ahead. Ooh. Downwind winger. Nice little extra. Yeah, it's wavy. It's definitely wavy out there. Not easy on the foil. I think the mast they're using is 90 cm, no? Or
The
or
masts.
longer now.
No, I think they have longer masts already. But it's like for me also personally, the foil is something that is. I don't have a lot of experience with that. Like the fin racing, that's a different story. But the foil, man, there's so much equipment going on, like so many changes, so many development at the moment that it's really hard to keep up with what there is on the market. And also, just seeing the differences in tuning. Whoa, who's that flying down the course?
That's Enrico giving a run for his money to
Took
Michel.
a really nice swell line, I see.
Yeah,
Oh, that was a close one.
he
It's a
might
shame
just
that-
sneaked into second,
Oh,
but Michel third
really impressive
on
racing.
the foil. And fourth was Bruno. So yeah, I think he found a good high wind setup.
I guess so.
I bet Patrick will be happy.
For sure he will. It's for us a bit difficult to see. We are watching on like a small screen, basically. And we're already in the countdown, just checking the start watch. Like 10 seconds to the start of group.
Number 2.
By the looks of it, they are not lining up yet, so that's a bit strange. Like compared to the last live stream, it was a lot easier to see the boat on the harbor because the distance is shorter to the shore. So to see the flags, it's quite a challenging thing for us to see where we are in the starting sequence.
Yep.
But by the looks of it, we're going to the start of group 2.
Yeah, maybe they're a minute late. I don't know. But yeah, Enyo's still on the foil. I mean, I think now it's all about the jibe, you know. If you get the good first jibe, you don't crash. I think in the very first heat we saw from group 1, you saw 4 people go down at the very first buoy.
Yep. And if you go down on that level,
Yeah, it's over.
done. Yeah.
Yeah. We might have
So,
someone new coming in the
like,
booth.
oof. We're gonna hand over one microphone maybe to have a chat with one start of group 2.
All right. I'm gonna give my microphone to Jenna Gibson, who's in the house.
Jenna Gibson in the house. Still like the readings, it's like 23 to 28 knots. Hello Jenna.
Hey.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, good.
How was it out there?
I'm pretty powered up on 5.8 and small board.
Okay. On the fin, right?
On the fin, yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty windy, actually, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're managing on the foil. But yeah, I'm sitting it out. I injured myself last week, so it was a bit too much today.
What have you done?
I had a big catapult on the foil. I've hurt my back and kind of gave myself a bit of a concussion. So I was trying to take it easy, but it was too much. It's too much to take it easy today, for sure.
Challenging, like I can imagine it's quite choppy. You don't see there from the shore, but like knowing conditions normally.
like not that much further upwind than where we usually sail, but the water state is so different. Like down in the bay, you've kind of got more of a swell with like waves on the swell, but up here it's just this like short, sharp, like both sides of the wave are really like sharp and yeah, lots of small chop on. Like you don't even see the big swell as much up here. It's just
That's a big difference because what I remember from the South Bay, like the second reach from the second mark, or like actually the reaches to go outside, they're always nice between the swell, so you could really push.
Yeah,
so we don't have it here.
No, it's a lot harder.
That's good to know.
But even on the way down, even on the way in, in the bay, you can get kind of on a swell and ride it down, and it's
choosing the right line.
Same. Yeah, it's. I mean, you've got it a bit, but it's not quite the same. But yeah, and it makes the foils pay so much more because you just can't get the speed on the swell as much. But and then the jibe. Oh, the first jibe mark is so tricky on that foil. It's so choppy. Yeah, I think that's, even though the foils are probably stacked, I think they're probably coming out. I've not seen the racing, but they're probably coming out quite well out of the jibes, are they? Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting to see the racing with fin against foil or foil against fin. But yeah, that's what Dieter just said. Like if you can get out perfectly from the first mark, also, I think with the foil you will still have the advantage with this kind of conditions. But maybe interesting, you have quite a bit of experience already on foil to know like when is really the switching point that fin is faster than foil. That's maybe quite interesting thing to know for the people at home.
When your smallest sail on the foil is too big.
That is what is your smallest sail on the foil?
4.6.
4.6.
Yeah.
And mostly for you it would be in how many knots you would change from foil to fin?
Probably what is today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think on the we sailed yesterday, and 5.8 was okay, but still I think the foil was quicker. So
yeah,
it is very water state dependent as well.
But yesterday you guys went to the harbor, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But the wind was more or less the conditions were similar, I guess, with the wind wise.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, similar. I think yesterday maybe a bit less. Yeah. But it was flat water, so you'd think that the fin would be able to get a bit more speed, but it was so shifty and gusty that then the foil was paying again. So yeah. It's
got to be an interesting season if a lot of events are going to happen, to see like at the end of the year what pays off more, to race more on foil or fin.
Yeah,
like of course it's depending also on the location where you go.
Yeah, well, with a few high wind locations, like you'd hope that it would pay to be on the fin a bit more, but we'll see. Yeah.
We would love to see a lot of fin racing as well, because that's really the adrenaline rush you get from it.
Yeah, no, we hope so too. Yeah. Well,
also would be nice if it would happen.
Well, I guess the problem there is also the launching,
Yeah.
I think it's not just whether the foil will pay once you're on the water, it's whether you can get it onto the water in the first place.
To enter on Pozo is... You're never going to get used to it.
Yeah.
It's difficult. And then, especially with the foil, with the slippery big stones.
On low tide.
Oh, low. No, that's...
forever before it's deep.
Yeah, a caddy will be needed at that one.
Yeah, I might come over. And can caddy a lot of people there. Break my ankles on the stones.
Yeah, that'd be great. Do it
for the love of the sport. So who's there on the foil, on the duotone? No, that's Ennio, I guess. Group 1.
Lining up already. Then Ennio missed his start.
Yeah, that's interesting. Or is it could be Group 2 as well, with Martijn on the fin and Bob on the fin, by the looks of it.
Yeah, I think in Group 1 they're mostly on the foil, are they still today?
Yeah, well, there's a good mix. Like, I think it's half.
Oh, nice.
We have seen some interesting battles already.
Yeah, and what's come out on top?
Well, Maciek for now, all the time. We have a start of... we see it live from the boat, actually. That's a nice angle. The start of Group 2, it was. And it is a good start, by the looks of it.
The Gastra, was that the best start, you reckon? Is that a Gastra?
No, it's like the Gastra on pin end, or
Yeah,
no, New
those go
Pride,
from-
Gastra. This one, the Gastra. Oh, that's Akira, Japanese rider. Let's see who comes out of it the best. Well,
Bob.
Bob on first. He is really pushing hard, this guy.
And Akira.
Oh, he goes down. Such a
And
shame.
is that Sven on the?
Sven on the foil.
Yeah.
Sven is a crazy guy on the foil. I've seen him doing some stuff here during the last years on the foil, with like high wind foil.
Mm.
He likes that kind of stuff. Or even going out on fin when the big guys, the heavy guys, are on like 6.2, he would also go on 6.2, just for fun.
Yeah, I think he's had a lot of hours in on the foil. You can tell people who've just been on the foil a lot, you know, just
But I think it's also because of the conditions you have in where he lives, like on the lakes where he's sailing. I think the first option you have is to go on foil to have fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And we saw Akira going down. Who is like, well, Sven is on first position. Then we have a wave sail joining the race. Oh, Harco, yeah, maybe it could be Harco, the well-known guy from TWS, from Duotone, the Surf Hub, like, yeah, it could be Harco actually joining the race for fun. We're gonna check that later. We want to know that.
but the foil is leading by quite a way.
Yeah, and then on the, what is it, on the loft sails behind, it's Loft, right? Yeah, Sam from Holland. Wow, this one will, if as long as he stays on the foil and he doesn't fall in on the last mark, then it's already decided, let's say, but you never know. There's a big gap between him and the second. No, on the foil you never know. If you catch a wrong swell, and then you will fly out and you'll end up on the wave on Cabezon.
Yeah, I mean sometimes it's even easier to not crash on the foil once you know you don't have to push too hard. You don't have, as long as you follow the swell, you're not hitting the swell like you are on a fin. On a fin you can just hit the swell and launch off it without any much choice in it at all. And
Like a Superman.
yeah. Especially coming out the jives when you've not got your feet in the foot straps yet. That's when it always gets me on the fin. But you can get away with it.
Isn't it confusing for you, like when you change from fin to foil, foil to fin, like, because on foil I can imagine you're jibing strap to strap,
Yep.
like everyone is doing it basically, and then on the fin you have to change a little bit the chip.
Yeah,
when
you have to not step off the side of the board.
Oh, that's the
for
first
one,
thing, of course. Yeah.
And then it's more the rig flip, really. The timing's slightly different, so
Okay.
that's the hardest.
Yeah, it's interesting, like the difference between foiling and fin racing, or like just sailing in general. All the the big boards. I can imagine like the change from your foil board to small like fin board. The first jibe you make and you step next to it.
I feel like I've got used to that. So like yesterday, in the end, I changed up to 6/8 on the fin board, which it isn't really a competitive setup when you're against the foil, but that was actually the hardest, going from like feeling all the kind of pressure against you when you're on the fin. Like when you're on the small board, it's a bit more flighty, there's a bit less of that. When you're on the big kit and you're trying to like make it go, that was that definitely felt hard to go back to.
I can imagine. But it's also it got a lot more difficult also to choose what you're gonna use on the day. Like looking at the conditions, is it gusty, is it shifty, fin, foil, and then if it comes to foil, with setup of the foil, big wing, small wing, medium wing, with rake.
It's going to be
it's
another very
so
challenging.
so difficult. Like it's really like Formula 1 of windsurfing.
It definitely is, yeah. And it's so now we're sailing up in Cabezon. We had to launch on the fin at 10:30 to get up here for 11 o'clock on the start, and that again makes it so much more difficult. You're like, okay, what's the weather going to be in half an hour?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the difficult part now for if you start from the South Bay, because I know a lot of people have their storage there.
Mm.
You as well.
Yeah.
So then starting from there, deciding, okay, I need to have at least like the right equipment for more or less 1.5 hour sailing upwind, doing the races, coming back. So it makes it also more challenging.
Yeah. So I even had, normally I'd have a 31 fin in with this setup, but I put a 32 in just because help me get upwind, a bit easier. So yeah, no, it's. It's good. It's nice to have some different conditions.
True. Yeah. Like, how's the change for you? Like you already said, like the swell lines, they are not really there here. But in general, the racing, there are less like local or random people on the course. I think that makes also a difference.
Yeah. No, that's.
You can focus more on racing instead of like doing slalom within the slalom course around people.
Oh, it's especially when you're on the foil, when you're going full out on the foil, and then there's someone in the way, you below a weave, and then, but you can't necessarily just move because there could be someone upwind of you behind you, and that's been pretty dangerous.
We have seen some crashes, but the one from Enrico and then Pierre.
Last week. Yeah.
Wow, that one was. I guess a lot of people have seen it already on the socials, but that was a really, really quick call from Pierre to jump off. So we're looking now at Group 1. Let's see. It looks like they are lining up. So thank you, Jenna, for joining us, giving us some inside information from the water.
Yeah, thank you.
And enjoy the rest. Hopefully you will get back sailing soon.
Thank you. Enjoy watching.
Yeah, well, working. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye. Welcome back, Dieter.
Thank you. I
So-
never left.
No, actually you never left. You were still here, but
They're flying again. First reach. Fin versus foil. I think the foil is ahead, sadly enough, so far.
it's nice to have a little chat with Jenna and hear from her side as a sailor how it is with like the change from fin to foil and then like foil fin racing. It's quite nice to have some inside information, and I guess like a lot of people will more or less agree to her story, but it also depends on your body build and those kind of things. But yeah, it's ooh,
That was a good crash from Nico.
that was really nice. Hope he's okay.
I think it's okay. It was not at full speed yet.
Just after the jab, yeah, it's worse if you do it in the middle of the reach.
Definitely. Or just before the buoy. With the guy behind you. And again, 1 and 2 the same as last time.
Michel going really good today.
Yeah.
Let's see if he can keep up.
Who's in
Well,
third on the
one
foil?
and 2, but like I see that there's still a fin on the course.
Yeah, that's
Is he
Thomas.
You seen
Oh, exactly. I think we just missed
the number 1
Enrico.
or
Maybe Enrico is actually in the lead. And I
Thomas
think
pushing
Harko
hard.
is definitely trying to catch up with the.
yeah,
guys
this
on
must
the
be
fin.
Harko because there's only one guy who would do this.
Who's allowed to do this.
Who's allowed to do this, exactly, you said right. So let's see how this turns out. Marcek still in front. But like someone is coming from a much lower line. Oh, that was Enrico. Michel.
Michelle second. Who's on the Phantom?
That's a
Really
good question.
doing very well. Michelle is on the Patrick, but who's on the Phantom sail? No one on her sheet has a Phantom sail. Or someone is testing another sail.
That could be possible. And they lied to us on the paper, what they signed in.
Yeah, very wide apart. And Enrico's still fighting in forward, but I bet he's gonna switch to the fin, to the foil for the next session.
Or he makes some magical adjustments and continues racing on the fin. Who knows? But I think he will finish this session.
On the fin, yeah. Okay, they're both on the. They're testing some fin boards at the same time as well. I mean, there's no better testing than testing it in the race course, right?
This is the best way to set up your gear, to test your sails. to give feedback to your sail designers and board designers and foil designers and everything.
So on the Phantom is actually Alexis, and he just got second or first, because I think maybe Maciek crashed on the jibe. We missed a big part.
I think, no, but like Michel already came out first.
Yeah.
Then Maciek and then
No, the
wait,
Phantom
yeah.
is still in between.
Wow.
So maybe Alex. I think it was very close. Yeah. On a Taboo and
I think it's a
Phantom.
Phantom.
so- Yeah.
Yeah,
Taboo
we have like
Gastra
here the
is-
list
is
and Taboo Gastra, but it looked like, or maybe it's a proto.
I'm
But
pretty.
to be honest, I've never seen a proto from Gastra.
No, it's Phantom, 100%.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
he's actually a new name then.
Yeah, he is. Like at his at the list of like results, he just put French. So let's see.
So Jordi Vonk, who's sadly enough not sailing because he's a bit sick, I think, he says that Alexis is actually on a very small front wing, and a front wing they will probably not use in the PWA because it would jeopardize their wing setup, you know. So he's creating a lot of advantage there, because I think next year they can only have 2 front wings rather than 3, so they have to choose a bit. Not have the extreme small front wing anymore. They'll go a little bit bigger, and their big wing will be a little bit smaller.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
We're just thanks Jordi for helping us a little bit from home, like remote.
Exactly, by WhatsApp.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So, we
So
have some insights.
it's basically on a small wing where the rest is on a medium wing. Still impressive to do that, because obviously it is faster, but the jibing gets harder, all the stuff gets harder, and he's battling with the world's best.
Yep.
And till now, it was not a name I knew.
No, me neither. It's a new name. A young
French.
guy still. Yeah.
So he's battling against the world champion, IFCA world champion in the past, winner of the last Japan event, and he's straight up there. I mean, Michel still second. I mean,
He's,
if we would be putting scores together, he would be battling with Maciek for the win.
Yeah, if you compare, if you put it now together, yes, definitely. Now we're already lining up for the guys from Group 2. They are lining up already.
For the start.
Let's see how this is gonna be. We can't see the boat, unfortunately, but I think it will be a good start by the looks of it.
They're
Yeah, they
flying.
started already.
Not so many false starts anymore. Huh? I remember.
Well,
one of the
it's
first
pretty
years.
impressive, to be honest, because I remember that, well, there was one day I remember in the past in the harbor that like there were more over earlies than than normal starts.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that as well.
Looks like Sven rounding first.
Ooh, collision almost. Second, third.
I have the feeling that like the wind is changing a little bit already,
Yeah, it
because
should
the
drop
foils
soon.
they have a bit more advantage now compared to a few races we had already.
Who's on the Fanatic do it on? Hugo? Maybe he's flying on
Hugo,
the...
yes.
Yeah. Martin in third. Where did Bob go? Bob was killing it the first race. Oh, good jibe. Perfect jibe, actually. On the foil.
Well, there's some.
Second is Martin on the fin.
Then Hugo third on the foil.
Yeah, came out a bit better. And fourth, the Gastra doing a jibe.
Wow, but
New.
Sven has to point up a lot, huh? He
Yeah.
made quite a wide jibe, but
But on the foil it's not a problem.
you can almost sail against the wind. That's the nice thing about the foil.
Exactly. Martin pushing.
Let's see how he comes out. Looks like, yeah, in second position.
I think that the one on the foil is controlling his lines, is making wide jibes. He should be cruising to the finish almost.
Nice jibe from Sven.
Martin in second.
But,
Definitely.
oh yeah,
and he
it's
gets stuck.
definitely dropping. I just checked the Cabezzo station. It's now like it averaged 23 to 28, and now it's dropping slightly to 21, 25 average. So it's only 2 or 3 knots difference, but it makes quite a big difference on the course by the looks of it.
And definitely if it's a bit more gusty, you know, as soon as it gets gusty on the foil, they're
winning.
gaining so much.
Yeah.
Like you can see Martin, sometimes he can really push fast, but sometimes he has to have a pretty stand up, like standing straight up rather than hammering it down. So, but
And then we have a Gastra in the back.
Sven is taking big lines. You would almost sail to the wrong mark if you would be following him on the fin.
Yeah, he's going pretty like, well, how you should learn. Wow, that's gonna be a really wide jibe.
Yeah, but on the foil you can do it, and I think he figured that it's actually easier with the swell to do it like that than doing the tight ones.
Yeah, the swell lines. That's
Yeah.
also a big thing. Catch the right line, the right swell.
Read it very
Yeah.
well. You know, that's something you definitely need to do. It's still
Wow.
windy out there.
That's
Still be on a 4-4 freestyle at least.
throw
Be
some
fun in
tricks.
a bit. Yeah.
Nice. As you can see, also winging is taking over. Our race course gets filled with wingers.
It's not too bad actually. Where they're doing the race, there's not too many people sailing. A bit more downwind or a bit more wingers. I think a lot of the wave guys, you know, on average days, they're having a lot more fun on the wing. And as soon as it gets windy, you'll still see a lot of windsurfers out. I mean, I was sailing downwind and there was at least 50 windsurfers there.
It was
So-
busy already from early morning.
I mean, that was a forecast, and yesterday kind of dropped out, so everyone missed out on their second session. So it
Everybody
hasn't been that
early,
windy,
yeah.
sadly enough. So everyone is very eager. Let's see how it is in a week.
Yeah, we have some good forecasts coming up.
Exactly.
Let's see if we can get some good sailing in the next days.
I'll be coaching most of the time. I have another group coming, but hope to sneak in some sailing as well.
Well, coaching you can also do from the water, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
I'll
that's
always
a good
get
thing.
1 hour in, but it's definitely different than
Yeah.
when you're free sailing.
Yeah, when you can plan your day, like, okay, go for like 3 sessions of like 45 minutes. You just plan your time and you do it.
Two
Then if
sessions
you-
of an hour and a half is usually the
Yeah?
setup. Yeah.
That's your sweet spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Start jumping, then wave riding. Or in freestyle,
that's your
sometimes it's
trick.
1 hour, and then 2 times.
Do you really still have to train for freestyle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Knowing you were freestyling for a very long time already, and
Seconds to the start. Yeah, no, I still need to train. There's a few young guys coming up, and they're pushing, and it's definitely more fun if you're with other guys, though. So
Yep.
if any freestyler is out there, wants to come and
compared to the other guys, you don't train as much as they do on the freestyle anymore, I think.
train. No, a bit less for the last 5 years, but
Still there.
Still training,
Still
yeah.
pushing.
Still pushing.
Yeah, it's good to see.
As long as you can sail a lot, you know, it's like the mediocre wave sails days. You just go on the freestyle rather than on the wing. So,
Yeah, and then train.
all right,
So-
good start, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm really surprised that there are no over earlies today so far.
Pushing Michel from the
Yeah,
pin
now we
this
get
time.
the right angle.
Enrico maybe with a better start, although he's already behind the foil. Maciek again.
Michel in second.
Ooh.
Oh, there's someone goes down.
Yeah, Enrico went down. Michel in second.
Wow, I'm
And then
very
Alex
impressed.
just coming back into it again on his Phantom. And Taboo.
That's some.
And
Oh, he throws it down.
Bruno was pushing the foil down.
It's interesting. Like Maciek is winning. He has only bullets at the moment, but
The
Michel
last
is.
race he was third, huh? He crashed the last jibe.
But still, to become third, then.
Yeah, or messed up the last jibe. We didn't see. No, I don't think he went all the way in the water. He kind of saved it and just got off the foil.
And Michel is going really good.
Very well.
Would be interesting to see what he's gonna do during the season.
Definitely. I mean, Nico Prini would be fighting against, who's always a little bit further back. I think he's on a pretty big, big sail. I think Nico is on a too big sail for the foil. But he's
Michel
straight.
is really close, eh? Sailing really close to Marcek the whole time. He goes down.
Curse
save
of
it.
the curse of the commentator.
Yes. Sorry for that.
Bruno straight in it, and then you see, as soon as you mess up one jibe, you know, like Maciek is gone. It's flying.
I think we have a change of positions in the 4th, 5th.
Yeah.
Saw a S2 Maui from Thomas.
Yeah.
I think
He
I
had
saw
one
it
really
passing
good-
by. Yeah.
He had one really good race. Huh?
He's a fast guy. He likes more the high wind racing, to be honest.
Who doesn't? Maciek clearly ahead here. Bruno still pushing. I mean, maybe if it was real racing, he would have already taken the foil. But I mean, he's second now. Yeah, Michel is third for the moment. So Bruno definitely sneaked in there. Just has to let the world champion pass, and someone went down on the foil again in the back.
Could have been Alexis, I think.
No, I think Alexis is. He's going back to the beach already, Alexis. So yeah, first Maciek once again. Then Bruno, second. Third Michel. So yeah, I think fourth Thomas on the fin. Yeah, looks like that's a good finish. Should have wrote down all the positions. We just didn't always see it. Yeah, Jody Vonk also says that Michel is probably the most improved rider compared to last year, but maybe has been for the last 2 years. Yeah, he won the German Slalom Tour winner. It's always a bit tricky because every time the German championships has passed, everyone is German champion, and I never know in which category.
Yeah, that's a funny one.
It's not very clear.
I think Marcek goes for a break already.
Might have
No, 7 I saw. So we should have 2 more, if I'm not mistaken. We're here prepared with a list of riders.
So Sarah is still on the fin, 5'8". Jenna is not racing. Who's still here from the girls as well?
They're from the. Normally we should have Marion, but I haven't
Yeah.
seen. Marion has been here already, I think, during February, but we didn't have wind.
Yeah.
Or at least only a few days on foil, with big sails, big foils.
Winner of last year. She
Yeah.
definitely stepped up since she started coming here. I think you saw that definitely influence her racing and get a lot better.
Yeah, for her, but for so many other people.
Yeah. But I
It's-
mean, for the women, there are not that many doing that. The training here
Oh.
yet,
Correct.
and you could see she's been getting such a big competitive head. Competitiveness compared to the rest of the girls, to also reset during the event and deal with pressure more. I think the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Well, you are competing a lot, so that's. I think you have to deal with a lot of stress at some point if things are not going well.
Yeah, and I think it's also quite cool for the girls to fight against the guys, because
Yeah.
it pushes them even more. And that's what Sarakita used to do. She always used to race against her big brother, against the guys there, and then that's why whenever she stepped on the Finnish slalom board,
She was
pretty
flying.
Yeah, I mean, she went to Adnan, asked him to rig her sail, so it was all set up well. So she knew her tricks, but she
That's
got
good.
some help. So
let's see where we are right now. There's
They're lining up for the second start.
like the second group going.
Over the start line now.
Looks like a good start again.
Making life easy for us.
Well, also for Gia. Like
Definitely.
Gia has an easy job today.
Well, I
Well-
wouldn't like to sit on that boat.
No, it's still a tough job. Like being on the boat the whole day. I guess when he comes back home, he will still be like moving around like on the ocean.
Exactly. But he loves it. Oh, on the fin. Smacking start on the Gastra.
Wow.
Killing it. Martin in second on the fin. Few foes behind. Ooh. It's a-
Hugo in third.
tight
Like
drive.
that's where you're gonna see the difference
yeah.
in the jiving.
He touched on the foil on the duotone prototype, I think. I don't know who it was.
Yeah, Hugo is testing some protos.
The guy on the
Lately.
Gastra is flying. Who's that?
That's our Japanese friend, if I'm not mistaken, Akira Kudo.
That's great to see.
Already here, like for almost the whole winter season.
That's amazing. I mean, the Japanese are pushing so hard in the wave, in the freestyle, in the slalom.
Yeah.
It's great to see.
Yeah, you meet a lot of them in the, well, in both disciplines, like wave.
Yeah.
I think especially in wave, the
Yeah.
Japanese riders.
Yeah. But in freestyle, it's coming in. All
Ah,
right.
perfect. We have some more riders coming in, and this time we're gonna have a chat
With the
with
world
our
champion.
big friend, our world champion Maciek Rutkowski. So Dieter is gonna hand over his headphone to Maciek. Cable is not very long, Maciek.
I don't want to step in, I'm wet.
We will clean later.
Yeah, very nice to be super wet in a van full of electronics. It's,
Yeah, it's a good
it's
idea.
very reassuring.
Yes, welcome Maciek. Good morning.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. I came in because Gia now is gonna move the third mark, which was kind of upwind and
Yeah.
not giving many chances to the Finn guys. And he's gonna move it now, so I came in for a little drink because it's not exactly like easy going out there.
No, how is it for you, the conditions today?
It's tricky. It's right on the edge, you know. For me with my 5.5 on the foil, I'm on everything smallest I have for foiling,
Mm-hmm.
and it's good when I get it on trim. It's good, but then I have some moments that it gets a little ropey. So
A little ropey.
yeah.
Yeah.
So can be scary. Can be scary sometimes. Going out, you know, you're heading straight into the sun and need to really pick the waves. And as you saw, you also need to keep eyes on the guys behind, because if you relax too much, they go.
They get you. Especially Michel is pushing, eh?
Yeah. No, he's on 4.8 and yeah, some super small foil, and he looks super comfortable. I'm a tiny bit faster, but I need to work on my comfort level.
Yeah, it's good to keep pushing, eh? Because if
Yeah.
you're gonna relax too much,
No, it's very good training, and it's, you know, if the guys, if everybody went foil, I would go on fin, because it's really, you know, it's really good to see and really good to get a feel for how it actually feels, you know,
Mhm.
not a number that it's 25 knots or 27 knots or 22 knots or whatever, but actually how it feels.
the real life conditions.
That now I'm kind of, I'm fully powered, not yet dying, and it's actually probably good to be on the foil still. So it's very good to do it here than to learn in World Cup straight away.
For sure, for sure. Like we had Jenna here also for a moment,
Yeah.
and when we asked her also like the change from the South Bay to here to Cabeza to the North Bay. How is it for you? Like the conditions are a bit more tricky, or
Yeah.
a bit more difficult, I would say. No
It's
swell
more,
lines.
yeah, it's more choppy. You don't get, like there in the South Bay, you had, once you're approaching the first mark, it was swell, but there was no chop,
Mhm.
because the harbor wall was kind of killing the chop. And here it's choppy all the way, and it's a little windier. You don't have the light patches on the inside, so yeah, it's different. But the main difference is that we don't have amateurs and kiters to
Yeah.
to watch out for, to we can fully focus on racing, and this is really positive.
Yeah, because for the people at home, like, what kind of speed you're doing on the foil?
I actually, unfortunately, I didn't bring my watch today, but for sure, like over, I don't know, 33 or something knots. So, and and there is moments where I'm fully in control, but there is moments where I'm not, where I'm on the edge. So it's not very, it's not the best to have people scared in there and whatever. So it's great to be here. And I was launching from the North Bay anyway because it's easier to park. So
Yeah, that's
I'm
also
stoked.
that's a difficult thing in the South Bay. There's no parking, or you have to be early.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're saying is pretty interesting, because if you're flying with around 33 knots over the water, and you're not, well, on the edge of being in control, and you have to like change your course for some kite surfer or winger, it's tricky, it's dangerous.
I mean,
I would say.
it's not dangerous if the person just keeps going straight, but
Yeah, that's never the point.
you cannot blame somebody for panicking and changing the course in the last moment or whatever, so
No, it's
so most of the time we were just abandoning, we were not putting people at risk, and just taking it easy, but still for them it felt intimidating, and still still it could lead to some. So we are happy to be here. As you see, there's hardly anyone on our course. We are above Cabezo, and it's cool. It's cool to be here.
a lot of people again.
Yeah. It's
Also some new people, which I haven't seen before, like especially in the other groups, in like group 2 and group 3.
yeah.
So
No,
windsurfing is still alive.
No, windsurfing is alive and kicking. So
That's a good thing.
I think in the end we were not moving the course, and I'm gonna be late for the next race.
Maybe he will let you in.
Yeah. Anyway, I go have a sip of water and get back out there.
Perfect.
Go back to work.
Back to work. Thanks for your visit and enjoy.
Appreciate it.
Okay, thanks. Marcek just missed his start, leaving our van set up. So maybe he can just sneak in on the first jibe mark, if he's on time, or on the third, like on the third.
Take 3 sips.
Yeah, 3 sips of water.
Is this
like-
card? It's okay.
Yeah, like if you have 7 races, you should have 2, right?
Exactly.
So that's a good thing. Yeah, it's nice that we have some people coming in now. The last time, like the van. Let's explain the setup a little bit. We are in the van of Finn. Finn has a really big van from NoerStick, and
Bobby.
yeah,
Sorry
we're
to interrupt.
meanwhile no worries. Meanwhile, we're watching the race of group number 2. Bob is doing good, but then also the foils are flying again.
Yeah, he just got past.
So yeah, we're in a big van. There's a lot of technique here, a lot of panels with buttons and things, so cables. And this van was parked pretty far from the riders the last time, so we didn't get anyone in. And now we have the benefit of having a lot of riders parking next to Finn's car. So when they come to the shore, we can just get them in for a little chat, little word. So that's a good thing. Makes it also a lot nicer for you guys at home. And meanwhile,
Bob is smashing it. Come on. One for the fin. Oh, actually the one on Patrick is flying past again. Don't know who is on the Patrick in group 2.
oh, this is group number 1. Look at it. Yeah, sorry, we're completely wrong.
Exactly, 100% wrong.
Also,
They're gonna move the course and they didn't.
yeah. So now we have Michelle is number in first, and then Thomas is pushing on its fin. Luckily, the Jordi is also texting and keeping us sharp.
Exactly.
Thanks for that. Because we are watching on a small screen, and I know what kind of television Jordi has in his house, so it's easier.
I think Nico is in third here. I'm curious what sail size he's on. I think he's on quite a bit bigger than Michelle is on, and it's definitely a disadvantage so far. But maybe with the wind is dropping, he might get back into it and get closer, which it should drop a bit around now. So I still can go for a quick freestyle session.
Another one on 4-4.
No, I think 4-8.
4-8, yeah. Wind is dropping. Well, wind is not really dropping. It's just like the typical kind of
It's gonna drop.
Medano thing. Like was 21, 25 before. Now it's again back to like 22, 24, 26. It's a bit up and down, like usual.
Nico getting into third now. Thomas went down at the jibe, so that's where the foils take over. Alex in fourth, I think, or maybe third now. So yeah, Michel comfortably cruising. I mean, I guess he was missing Maciek in front of him to make the lines, but can finish it pretty well. Maybe some confusion there from the guys. Oh, still third. He's gonna be pretty happy with that.
So Maciek missing out on his start, thinking that Gio would change the course, but in the end, it didn't happen.
And was that Nico on the foil in second? I think he was dying on the first races. If you talk to him afterwards, you'll be like, the first races I was definitely too overpowered. I was fighting my gear rather than fighting the guys.
Let's see, Michel looks like, by the looks of it, Michel is coming back.
Yeah. I mean, which race was this? Race number 5? Okay.
I thought we already had race number 5. We also, Bartek is still around and is getting some people in from time to time, which is nice, which makes it also a bit more versatile, the live streaming, instead of like just two guys talking the whole time.
Exactly. I mean, we get pretty quickly bored of your voice, but
Yeah,
mine is okay.
I'm sorry, yeah. We were used already to your voice, you know, from the Pozo live streams and other live streams as well. Here on Tenerife, I remember.
Yeah. So we're finding out if Group 1 is going to start again or not. But in the meantime, we have Group 2. So let's see if Bob does get the start good. But I think the ones on the foil are starting to edge out more and more with the wind there is. I mean, they're still lining up, so yeah, I think most consistent sailor today in Group 1 is Michel.
Yeah, like now since Maciek missed out his
Okay,
start.
yeah.
But Maciek and Michel, they are there the whole time in the top positions, so they are sailing really consistent.
Yeah, and then Bruno and Enrico, they're testing
Testing fins, sail. Well, I don't know if they're testing fins, but sails, it's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, look
So
at that! We
I'm
have
gonna
another.
get my replacement.
Yeah.
So I can go sailing myself.
Well then, yeah. Thanks for commentating, and then please sail in front of the camera so you can do some doubles.
I will at the first mark.
Okay, perfect.
See you.
Thanks,
Ciao.
Dieter. And meanwhile, we have someone else joining as a co-commentator, and Bartek is just discussing if he can drop out and not commentate anymore. So now, for me, it's now it's a moment only me. Let's see where we are with the races. It looks very empty there on the starting line, and we have a special guest joining. Please take a seat.
Feel the suspense.
So it looks like, wait, we're gonna change, oh man, this is a good idea. Change positions. Much better here. Should have done that before. Bartek, thanks a lot. And see you next time. So, we are now, we are still live. And one thing has changed. Co-commentator is now Sarah Jackson.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
A little bit sore.
How is that possible?
I had a catapult on the outside
On fin.
on fin, and I landed on my board.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
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 But which ones are the worst ones? Fin crashes or foil crashes? Let's start with that directly.
They're both as bad as each other.
Depends how fast you're going.
I learnt yesterday how to crash and not hurt myself on the foil. That was a big win. Heaven help anyone that was around me at the time.
From who did you get that crash course?
Pierre.
Pierre. Oh, really?
From the video with him and Enrico.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
The-
and like they basically just like jump off the back and hope for the best.
Mm-hmm.
You land like a cannonball in the swimming pool.
We have all seen this crash from them. That was pretty hardcore. Meanwhile, we're also seeing the guys of Group 2 pushing Akira with his Taboo and Gastra on the first position. But it looks like Hugo is also pushing on his foil. You were sailing with those guys before.
Yeah.
They are pushing, right?
Yeah.
Can you keep up with them?
I think so.
Yeah?
I think like not the guys in the front, but definitely in the middle of the pack. I felt like I was holding my own.
And I think also, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but like for you it's a really good training to race against those guys, to push your level.
Yeah, like yesterday was the first time I went Group 2 and I was like keeping up and I was like, okay, but every race you're pushing. Like in Group 3 it's a little bit, you don't have to push all the time. In Group 2 you have to push and they don't let up. Like you race right till the end, and for me that's the best kind of training.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like now, also looking at the screen, ooh, Hugo just got it. It's a close battle between those guys, Akira and Hugo. It's been quite interesting for us to see it from here. But yeah, of course, sitting in a van is different than being on the water.
It looks so much more chill from here.
Yeah, it's not a bad place to be. For sure, you're also aiming on that it looks really flat from here on the screen.
It is
Yeah.
not like that.
Yeah, like basically the people before us, like Jenna Gibson,
Mhm.
Marcin Kotkowski, they also said like it's choppy, it's challenging. No more really nice swell lines, which we had before in the South Bay. Like they are more difficult to find.
Yeah.
Like what I remember, especially the ones going out, you could really push sailing parallel to the waves, to the swell line. But that's the past. Now we're here in Cabezo, racing more challenging conditions, I would say.
It's different. It's definitely different. So we had a training like a couple of weeks ago, and I think we had like east swell, and this was like impossible, and we had super strong current. But today is a lot easier actually. Like it's intense, but it's easier.
I think it will never change. It will always be intense. It's
But that's why we come here.
yeah.
Like it doesn't get any harder than this.
No,
Like-
and like compared to your like regular slalom season, how many more starts you do here than you would do during a regular season?
Potentially we did more starts in one day. Like I did all 3 rounds on 3 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that was at least 15 races. And then add in like 3 over earlies. So that's 18 starts. Potentially that's more than I did in the entire PWA season last year.
Wow. So
In
yeah,
a day.
in one day, yeah. And then like normally it would be like 1 week event,
Yeah.
PWA. So it's, man,
Yeah.
that's just like living a dream, right?
Yeah, no, it's but like now it's the 3rd day that we've trained in a row. And it's been pretty intense. It's been pretty windy.
Mm-hmm.
I've learnt a lot in the last 3 days. And I crashed and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to learn anything more today. And that's where you have to kind of assess whether it's
Worth it
Worth
to
it.
go to continue, or
Oh.
and destroy equipment yourself, especially, and then yeah, that's a like always a decision you have to make during your racing, because it's a training. But knowing that like most of the people here, they are pushing to be really, really in front, and I would say that sometimes the level would be sometimes higher or similar to PWA racing.
I think for me racing in Group 2 it's higher level than PWA.
Okay. Yeah,
Because
that's,
the guys that are at the front of Group 2 are pushing really hard. So when you're on the start line, like by the first mark, they're apart from us. But at the start line, everyone's there. And the difference, I think, between Group 2 and Group 3 is that everyone is on the start line on Group 2.
Yep.
There's, like, you have to be on it. Whereas Group 3, you know, like, not everyone's there. You can get away with starting wherever you want. Group 2, you have to think about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most beneficial for me.
well, that's good. So we can expect a lot from you upcoming season if there's like conditions, the proper conditions.
Yeah.
But that's
And-
also the good thing about here, I guess. Like you're training in a lot of different kind of conditions: flat water on the harbor,
Yeah.
gusty, really gusty wind in the harbor as well, then choppy and shifting and everything together.
I think it's super interesting because the last 2 days we've had almost the same wind conditions. We've had 2 completely different days. Like
Yep.
yesterday, flat gusty in the harbour, and then today is like the complete opposite.
Now it's super choppy. Now we are race group 1. So Maciek is back on the course.
Mhm.
He just missed one race, but it will not change his results for today because he has been there on first place most of the times.
So we've got
So-
Thomas on the fin upwind,
Yeah,
and then
he's doing good, huh? Wow, he's flying. Yeah. Thought he would be third position is not bad against these riders.
Yeah.
Actually,
and
I
that
would
was
say
actually. So the guy in second on the Phantom Sail, he's a French guy, Alexis, and I think he'd be pretty stoked to be where he is right now too.
wow.
He's kind of someone that I didn't know of before this winter. He's just kind of come out of nowhere, and yeah, he's flying.
It's interesting to see. Sometimes the people are arriving here for the training. You never heard the name before, or maybe once, and then suddenly, like, they turn out to be really good racers,
Yeah.
really good sailors.
Because like he's okay, Maciek's not having to push too hard, but he's taking it to him.
Yeah, he's for sure. If he, Maciek said already, there's no relaxing here. I have to keep pushing.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the difference with the fin and the foil. Like on the fin, you can kind of go into autopilot a little bit. Not so much on a day like today, but still a little bit.
Mhm.
Whereas on the foil, mentally, it is so exhausting.
It's a lot of, I guess you get a lot of extra, for sure you get extra dimension because you're above the water, a lot more movement, so you have to adjust a lot with your body. Small adjustments, because like if you move your big toe like 0.01 millimeter, then what happened there?
Alexis topped out just as he was going around the jibe
Oops.
and like flew over the handlebars.
Now we have,
No, I don't think so. We're arguing in the van as to whether Maciek made a duck jibe on that last jibe.
at one point we will all know watching back the live stream.
What time is it?
It is now 12:30, so I guess we're almost like done with all the races. But like this live stream has been for us, or at least if I can speak for myself, for me a lot more easy because like people are passing by the van, we have a chat with them, so like it keeps it also more entertaining for the people at home.
Hmm.
And
It's the
Yeah.
best conditions as well, you know.
yeah, also to
This
watch.
is
Yeah.
this is what we love. This is the kind of conditions we love racing in. I think I speak for the majority when I say that. You know, like it's the really intense stuff that is the most fun. Like light wind foil, yeah, we still have some battles, but when it's really hectic, then it's the most fun.
Yeah, so how long you have been here for on the island? For like this winter, for the training?
Since the 3rd of January.
So you're here like every single training day, mostly you're here. I know that you have been injured with your
Mhm.
ankle, but how's that going?
It was actually a little bit sore today. So it was
Okay.
kind of combined with that. Like after the second race, I was like, damn, like it's so nice to not be in pain. And then I don't know whether that put the thought in my mind or quite what, but like then I really started to feel it when I was just cruising around upwind, like waiting for the next start. I started to feel like in the middle of my foot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I crashed and was like, you know what?
It's done for today.
I'm done for today.
No, but it's like preparing yourself after injury,
Mm.
like bit by bit. It's a difficult thing because as sailors, you're like pretty much triggered really badly by the weather always. Like, it's windy, I want to go out, but actually I shouldn't, but I just go. Then you figure out like, maybe it was a little bit too early, you know. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I had that in February. Like I came back, I was given the all clear early February, and I was coming back to training and I was pumping in the light winds and it hurt so much. And then we basically got the best part of a month off with only a
Yeah.
couple of training sessions.
February has been horrible.
I went mental in the gym and now I feel so much stronger.
That's
And
good.
like the last 2 days I had zero pain at all, and only today on the fin in super tricky conditions did I get a little bit of pain, and it wasn't like super painful, but it was enough for me to kind of go, I'm already tired. I'm already in pain with the rest of my body. My neck hurts, my back hurts, my legs hurt.
And then everybody's thinking, you know, like a lot of windsurfers at home, they think like, oh, what a life those people are living, just windsurfing every day, it's so nice. Just come here for 1 week when it's windy, see the guys going, see the girls going also, because like the level it's getting higher and higher. And then you will just have a chat with them, because then you will hear a different story. Like, of course, it's a beautiful life to be able to sail in amazing places.
Yeah.
I would say, because you travel the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
You have seen a lot already. So, yeah, but then still all the work you have to put into it, going to the gym. Then just training, a full day training. It's like,
So
at the end of the day, you feel like a truck run over you. It's
think-
really, really hardcore.
I think Thursday was a really good example of like a day in the life, like an actual day in the life. So I started the morning with an urgent email from work being like, we need to get this advert out. I work for Duotone in the marketing department. We need you to proofread this before we send this advert out. So like I spent half an hour doing this while I ate my breakfast. And then I came here, trained, did 3 sessions. So we go out, it's around an hour and a half per session. So you do an hour and a half, then you have a half-hour break. Another hour and a half, 1 hour, like 45 minutes, 1 hour break. Another hour. We got through the last session really quickly. I came in from that, I ate, went straight to the gym, took my protein shake with me to the gym. Had to cut my recovery session short because I had to get back for a meeting with a sponsor. I had that meeting, I then ate dinner, and then I had another meeting with another sponsor, and I finished the day at 9 p.m. and then I stretched and collapsed on the floor.
Yeah.
So it's
I
like,
can fully imagine.
it's a 12-hour day.
Yeah, that's like that's the thing, you know, like a lot of people don't see what's basically happening behind the scenes. They see a lot of the racing during the year on the PWA with Ben commentating, and like, yeah, for me personally, I've been organizing the training, so I know how much time and effort they put into it. Or like most of the people here, they are coming here to really set up their gear first of all, then second of all get fit and just make hours on the water. And being on the water for a full day, also with the sun and the wind on your head, yeah, then you get sunburned and those kind of things. It's it's a hardcore. It's really a hard day at work.
Yeah, I think I fully, like, it's easy to like look at what we do and say, hey, it's a beautiful life, and it is a beautiful life. Like, I'm so lucky to be able to do this and call this my job.
Yeah,
But it's a job, and it's really hard work.
I think
And
it's
some days are super fun. Like, you kind of forget that you're at work, you know, like, and I can't complain. Like, there are days when you're really like, wow, this is so much fun. But then there's like, you get home at night and I don't feel like you come home from an office job unable to walk.
true. Yeah,
And then you have to go to work again the next morning.
exactly. And then after training, you go to the gym, recovery,
Yeah.
and those kind of things.
Yeah.
And they're not really like rest days. Meanwhile, we also have to keep on looking on the screen, of course. We'll have the first over early for today. It's a miracle, because we had this chat. I had this chat before with Dieter and Bartek. Like, no over earlies until now. So we're in race 6 or 7.
There was one earlier, no? The group 1 went over early in race 2, but half of them came back, half of them didn't come back.
Yeah, that's
Because I was really confused. And then
First
like
it's
3 of them
difficult.
raced.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think the over earlies is, we had a lot yesterday because it was super gusty in the harbour. But on a day like today, it's a lot less, I think.
Yeah, like when it's more stable, also less wind shifts, because on the harbor, because of the harbor wall, let's say, it makes the wind really gusty and also shifting. Different kind of setup, but also very necessary to train in those kind of conditions.
Yeah.
Especially for the events in like Japan and like,
Yeah, I think
I don't know which conditions you would like, which locations of races you would really how you call it, like, compare to the harbor.
definitely Japan. When it was light, it was super gusty. Like, it was so crazy gusty before the start that it was it was really hard. So the harbour's definitely good for Japan. Where else are we going this year? Garda, I think it will be
Yeah.
like, although it's not as flat in Garda, like it can be super gusty. Are we going to France this year? Maybe.
Maybe,
we go-
we never know. We never know. It's like PWA. Like there's still a lot of changes in the calendar. It's already good. Like starting with so many events on the calendar. So if they would drop off like or skip 2 or 3, there's still a lot of events left, right? So it's better to have like 20 events on your calendar and be left with like 10.
Yeah and no. Like,
Well, for your preparations, it's a different thing because you
Yeah.
have to plan everything.
I think the thing that's really hard is we have to pick our gear for the season at the first
Yep.
event. So when you don't know what's going to come up, like,
True.
so if you look at this season, we start in Garda, which is going to be like 12 to 22 knots, I guess. It's kind of going to be most likely going to be foiling, unlikely going to be anything like it is today.
Foiling on like
Medium foil
stuff.
gear, like
yeah.
6.4, 5.4, like 7.5, 6.4, 5.4, I
And
think.
then like the foil setup itself as well, like medium wing.
Medium wing.
Yeah.
Just medium wing.
What is a medium wing for people at home?
It's about 540
Okay.
square centimeters. Small.
They're really small, yeah. Seen those things, and then especially then you have the smallest. It's like
So I have an F4 set with 3 wings. A 620 is my big wing, a 540 is my medium, and a 420 is my small.
it's so impressive to see that.
My small front wing is the same size as a Severn Red Wing tail or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Yeah, if you compare like to the freeride stuff,
Yeah.
like what they are using on the back tail, that is basically your front wing.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
And how you can be able to sail on that and be in balance.
Yeah. But then this year we're only allowed 2 front wings.
Okay.
So I think at the minute I'm looking like I'm going to go for the big one and the medium one. But I haven't decided yet.
Well, I think that's a really difficult thing.
It's really hard.
Because what for a whole year, what is like the allowance of equipment? How many boards, how many sails, how many foils?
So for this year, we are allowed 6 sails,
Yes.
3 boards. One must be one can be a foil board. One must be a fin board, and one in the middle.
Wow.
So your middle board is a board of choice, and then the other 2, one foil, one fin.
Okay.
And then is this group 2 or is this group 3? Group 1.
By the looks of it, it's group
There's
it's
2 duotones, which
yeah,
is
but-
really throwing me.
yeah, because I think the groups are mixed up now because there's also the loft sails from Sam, he's also in group 2, so it's a bit difficult because we don't see a lot of riders on the water at the moment. It's just this group, but I think by the looks of it is group 2.
That looks like Ennio in the front with Hugo, the 2 duotones. Ennio's on the 5.4. I don't know what Hugo's on. I think it's the 6.4.
It looks a bit bigger.
It looks bigger.
Yeah.
These new sails are in a different league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have to see during the season. But
We will-
I've seen
but the feeling compared to last year's sails is
it's different.
completely different. Took me a minute to get used to them.
A minute only.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
And then
right?
I was like,
And,
my
then-
life's so nice
Then
now.
Kai did a really good job.
Yeah. Kai,
But
Marco,
well,
Jordi,
exactly,
Pierre.
the guys testing.
It's a full.
because-
Yeah.
So that's also an interesting thing how that all works. Like the guys. Well, a few years ago, it was a lot easier because Kai
Mhm.
was here
Mhm.
for like 1 or 2 months.
Yeah.
Doing the sail designing.
We
and-
even brought over some of the guys from Sri Lanka, I think.
Exactly. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were running the loft,
Yeah.
and then at night they were changing the sails, and the guys would test in the morning. Even before the trainings, I've seen them a few
Mm.
times already going out to test. Change even during the day and test again.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That's the fastest kind of feedback you will have.
Yeah.
But now it's a bit different because Kai is not here on the island
Mhm.
anymore. So I don't know how it's going now because he's at on Maui, I guess. Yeah.
So Kai spends most of the year on Maui, but he came to Garda in the summer for a bit actually. So
Okay.
we did kind of the same sort of setup with
Mhm.
Kai and Garda. Pierre, like I think they were there for nearly a month. Pierre came for 2 weeks, and then Jordi came for 2 weeks. Marco was there the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Kai was there the whole time. So like we get Jordi's feedback, we get Pierre's feedback, and that was pretty much like the R&D went on all year, but that period was like the key period in the year for us.
Okay.
And we chose Garda because it has the same kind of quickness as here, but here like I think the danger of coming here is it can be super windy the whole time.
Yeah, so you cannot always test.
So we can't always test those big foil sails that are like super critical. Whereas in Garda in the summer we have kind of a bit of everything, but it's super busy.
I can
There's
imagine.
no
I've
hiding
never,
anything.
I've never been to that place, but I can imagine that like a lot of people are going there.
It's the
And then
perfect
it's,
place in the summer. Well, if you want flat water, if you want waves, you come here,
Yes, in
and that's why I come here.
Summer is better to be here. July, August. See that Gia is leaving, so that is also, I guess, the end of the first series.
Looks like something's broken in the boat, no?
Yeah, it's really difficult to see, but like the guys are also sailing more relaxed.
Yeah.
I think Gia is gonna drop off Ava at the harbor.
Was Ava in the boat?
Ava was in the boat today, yeah.
It's so hectic out there.
Yeah. Like Ava is doing the job I did for 4 years, and
She's doing a
it's-
really good job. Well, I
I
never
guess none of
experienced your
it's-
job.
Well, I
Like,
know,
you
like
doing
from I spoke already to a lot of people, a lot of riders, and they're all really happy with how it's going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, as far as I'm up to date about everything, Ava is doing a really good job.
Yeah.
And yeah, the thing
I have
is,
no
you have to be
complaints.
flexible, and
Yeah.
if you are organizing the trainings are gonna run your life
Mhm.
for 3 months. It's just how it is, because forecast changes, training days changes, your working days are changing. So it's always when you're organizing, your life is running around the trainings. You cannot plan nothing.
And you have to deal with 40 diva slalom sailors,
Yes. Yeah,
which
but
cannot be underestimated.
especially the first year of organizing was a very difficult one, because I knew all the names because I have been slalom sailing before as well. I knew all the names, but I didn't know them personally. So yeah, for me, also to get in line with them on the same level, it was not the same level of racing, but same level of like communicating. It was a bit difficult, but like after the first season, you already have a bit of a connection. They know what you're doing. They know your job. So that already made it a lot easier in the second years, and like for me the 4 years I've done. But it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like already starting from summer to prepare everything for the inscriptions, like which are normally starting around October, end of September. Then you get all the emails in, and well, now the system, I don't know how you register, but I know that there's a website. You go to the website, sign up, and then it's a lot easier for the person organizing.
Yeah.
But yeah, before that was just a good old school email system.
Yeah, which can be quite overwhelming, I guess.
Oh man, yeah, like it would always, first week of inscriptions was always like quite some emails because they want to be early birds. Then there was like a period of nothing until, let's say, beginning of September, because you can maybe also confirm like the sales, like new sales, new boards, they are not coming, or they're coming late, or that's like it's really difficult to plan. So that's a thingy. But yeah, that's then in December it would get really busy.
Yeah.
And then in January it starts. First week you're always like completely stressed because you have to get things going, and then after the first week it's just you get into this flow.
Yeah.
And then in April you start crying because everybody's gone and it's so quiet. That's how it basically is.
I'm staying for an extra 2 weeks this year. I
You
stay
will-
until the middle of April,
You will see.
and it's going to be so weird. Everyone's going to leave, and I'm just going to be like, oh.
Yeah, it's a really strange feeling because you have been there the whole winter for them organizing, and then suddenly they leave. At the end of the month you're like, oh man, they're leaving finally, and then 1 week later it's like, it's so quiet. What am I gonna do now? It's really interesting.
Must be weird for Guy.
Yes, as well, yeah.
Because he spends 3-4 months of the year, 3 full months just
Yep.
in the boat almost like 4 days a week.
4 days, sometimes 5, but mostly 4. Yeah, long days from like 9:30 till sometimes 5-ish.
5:36.
Yeah.
And then he goes back to working in the center for the rest of the summer.
Yeah, after winter he has to come back to center to be manager of the center
Mm.
and then organize everything there.
Mm.
So, but that looks like everything is like the riders are going back down already. We have a little view of Cabezo. Wind is dropping by the looks of it. But yeah, what would you say to the people at home? Come here for the winter?
For sure.
Looking at it, today is really a perfect day. It's sunny, it's windy. Temperatures have gone up like the last few days, so it feels already a bit more like
It's
summer.
definitely getting warm.
Oh, if you're
Hey,
from
it's snowing at home.
exactly Northern Europe, I've seen pictures. It's snowing, so definitely a lot warmer here than there.
Yeah. It's just such a nice way of life out here. Like,
It's relaxed.
especially like even if you're working, like especially if you're working on Central European time, like that's an hour ahead of us.
Yeah.
So actually, if you start at 9 in Europe, or if you start at 8 in Europe, that's 7 o'clock here. If you can get away with finishing at 3, that's 2 o'clock here.
Perfect. Then you have the
And
rest
then you
of
have
the
the
day.
whole. We're in Spain. That's when it's starting.
Yeah. So this is gonna be the end of our second live stream, and we would like to know some feedback from you people. Like, I already got some feedback from people I know, but we would like to hear if there are some things we can could improve on for the next time. But money, yeah, yeah, sponsor money. Like you need to open the beer money. Finn is here. Finn is the guy who actually came up with the idea. And we are here in his van with a lot of technical stuff.
It's pretty
So
overwhelming. When I stepped in the van, I was
yeah.
like, oh.
It's like really like a live stream booth with a lot of technique.
Yeah.
And then we can also not forget the ladies outside, which are controlling the cameras and everything. So
Cooking in the sun,
Freya,
Stan.
cooking in the sun, and Jane. So a big shout out to those guys and girls for being there and organizing this. And don't forget to get your NoerStick online, NoerStick.com. Or 3 or 4. Maybe we should have a discount code, Finn. Yeah, 50% off. Wow, that's a huge discount. So I would say go directly to his website, order 4 or 5, so we can keep the live stream up. Yeah, that's basically. We have to wrap it up.
Thank you, Robin, as well.
Yeah,
I think
thanks.
you've been sat here the whole time.
Yeah, like I've been here from 9 this morning, and but it's nice, like for the love of the sport to be here to organize talk about windsurfing, which is a big part of our lives, I would say.
Yeah.
That's why we're all here.
Yeah.
So to everyone at home watching, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned, because I pretty sure that in 1 or 2 weeks, like 2 weeks maybe, we will try maybe a third one. But stay up to date about that. You won't forget, because if we post it 1 week before, you will forget. So stay up to date about that. Yeah, and then actually the channel we're streaming from is the Streaming Factory DK Denmark, and just subscribe to the channel. It's from Finn organizing everything, and then you will also stay up to date if you subscribe and push the notification button, like they always say in the YouTube videos. Then you will always be up to date about the whole system, about the live streams. So from sunny Tenerife, together with Team Noor and Sarah Jackson here in the van, thank you very much for watching, and we see you the next time.